everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Billikis. How you all doing? Today's class will be on how to make a reversible hair bonnet, and trust me, it is very easy to make. Here I'll be making use of these two fabrics. You can make use of any type of cotton fabric at all, silk, however you want it. So here I'm making use of this African print fabric and then this matching satin to go with it. So I'm making use of these two fabric. Then what are the materials you need? You need the elastic band. So here I have two types. You can either make use of this 1/2 inch or this 1 inch, but I would prefer to make use of this 1 inch. But if you have this, it's all good. Then your sewing clips or your pins to pin down your fabric. Then you need your safety pin, and then let's get started. So the first thing you're just going to do is to determine the length of your bonnet. So on the average, between 12 to 14 is okay. If you don't want too much volume, 12 is perfect. If you want more volume, if your hair is voluminous, you can make use of 13, 14. So for me, I'm just going to make use of 12. So with the seam allowance, I could just make it 12.5, but you could make it 13 or 14 depending on your preference. So here I have a paper, making sure the paper is even at both ends. So all I have to do now is to take my measuring tape, and if you don't have a measuring tape, you can make use of your ruler. So all you have to do after deciding the length of your bonnet, so let me just make it 13 is fine, or 12, and let me just stick to 12.5. That's 12.5. Then at this point you keep rotating it this way, 12.5, 12.5. So for those that don't have a measuring tape, all you have to do is to make use of your ruler, and you see the 12.5 is the same. Then you just keep rotating it that way. This is what I have. I just have to connect them up with your free hand or with your curved ruler. You can do that. After connecting it up, this is what I have. The next thing is to cut it out. Our pattern is ready. The next thing is to cut it out on the fabric. Is ready, and here I have a fabric not up to 1 yard of fabric. It is just about 30 inches by 45, which is okay. So all I did was to fold once. As you can see that I folded once and then again. That is how to fold all your hair bonnets. Make sure everything is even. Then you can place your pattern on it. This way. And then clip it or you pin it down. After pinning it, then you can cut it out. So after cutting this out, you are going to fold the satin fabric the same way I folded for this very fabric. So let's see what it looks like. So this is what we have. So beautiful. So this is how it's gonna look like. So the next thing now is to cut the satin the same way what I have for the two panels. All you have to do right now is to make sure the right side are facing each other this way. Then you will go to your sewing machine and just have to sew 1/2 inch. Just pick a point and start from a point 1/2 inch all around till you close it at the upper part. But before closing it off, for instance, if you start at this point, you need to leave about 1.5 to 2 inches opening for us to bring out all the fabric on the right side. So 1/2 inch from the starting point all to the end, leaving an opening of 1.5 to 2 inches. I've sewn it all around, and this is the opening I left here to bring it all out. The next thing I did was to use my thread cutter to notch it all around. That is very essential so as to make it easier for the circles to come out. So I'm just going to bring it all out. I haven't brought it all out. I will have to go to the ironing board to give it a good press. Giving it a good press, so this is what it looks like, all the sides even. So the next thing I'm going to do now is this. Considering the size of the wideness of the elastic we are making use of, it is 1 inch rather, then you would need some ease around it. So to that 1 inch, we are going to add extra 1/4 of an inch to that, making 1 1/4. That 1/4 is just for ease around the elastic. And how did I arrive at the amount of elastic to use? All I did was to take the measurement around my head and just add extra 1 inch to that. Just the measurement, the circumference of your head plus 1 inch. So that 1 inch, you just overlap by 1 inch. So that means the circumference of your head will still be reduced by 1 inch. That will be for the firmness. So have a note that the next thing is to go back to my sewing machine and just taking 1 1/4. But this time around, we are still going to leave this opening, but this time around we are going to be sewing all round. So you can just mark with your chalk 1 1/4. So even the part that is open will still be closed too. That is because we will only pass the elastic through this point, but all will have to be closed. So let me just mark it for us to get that 1 1/4 all around. 1 1/4 all around the circle. So you go to your sewing machine, pick up a point, just sew over and close it up at that point. I have sewn it all around, so looking at it, you can see it is all closed up. So the next thing now is to put a safety pin in the elastic and then pass it through the open area and bring it out from the other side. So keep pushing it in. Make sure this hand doesn't go in. In this case, just close the elastic together so that it doesn't go inside. So this is what we have. The next thing I'm just going to do now is this. Go back to the sewing machine and just place the elastic on each other this way, and then use your zigzag stitch to just make some stitches on it to secure it. You see how I've secured that? So nice. Then you can release it. So before we now release the bonnet, I will have to go back to the sewing machine and just fold this in. Remember, 1/2 inch. Fold this into 1/2 inch, and then I'm just going to close it up. And you see, not on the elastic, please. Oh, I've secured it up, so now we can release the elastic and just make it even. Can you see how beautiful this looks? And you see that then the other side. It's so wonderful. So I'm just going to put it on for you to see how it looks. Maybe you will need to add more to yours, but I think this is just perfect for any hair size. Guys, this is the bonnet we've just made. You can see it is just so beautiful. Can you see that? It's awesome, and I think no matter how voluminous your hair is, this is just okay and perfect. So I'm just going to turn the other side for you to see, because it is reversible. Oh yeah. Side of the bonnet, and it's still looking good. You can rock any side you wish at any point in time. And if this tutorial has been helpful, please give me a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my other channel, Billikis Signatures and Billikis Kitchen. Follow me on Instagram, Billikis Signatures, and on Facebook, Sewing Innovations. I have to go right now. Bye guys.